If you average out the View hosts, among the dumbest people on television.
Sonny's dumb. Certainly not the brightest person.
We have a terrible healthcare system, and you know, doctors suffer because of big corporations as well. Doctors that want to do good, like my husband.
I mean, Pat, you're married. Tom, you're married. Your husband's doing something, if he's allegedly doing something like this.
Buckle up, because this is not your average celebrity scandal. Sunny Hostin is no stranger to controversy, but this time, it's not her fiery takes on The View making headlines. It's her husband, Dr. Emmanuel Hostin, who's at the center of a jaw-dropping legal firestorm. We're talking insurance fraud, kickbacks, and a shocking RICO lawsuit that's dragging 180 defendants into the mess. That's right, this isn't just a scandal, it's a Hollywood-style courtroom thriller. Before we jump in, if you enjoy watching our videos, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. It's totally free for you, but it means the world to us.
I agree with mostly everything that's been said. I mean, we know that, you know, only about 31% of Americans trust our healthcare system. We have a terrible healthcare system. And, you know, doctors suffer because of big corporations as well. Doctors that want to do good, like my husband, you know, operates on someone even though they don't have insurance and then has to sue health insurance companies to get paid for the work that he's been trained his whole life to do.
Let's talk about a scandal so explosive, it could bring down an entire network of so-called trusted medical professionals. The RICO Act, a law designed to take down mob bosses and crime syndicates, is now being used against doctors, surgeons, and medical power players in a jaw-dropping healthcare fraud case. Yes, you heard that right. Not gangsters, not drug lords, but the very people sworn to save lives are now being accused of orchestrating a corrupt, money-hungry operation that would make a Wall Street scam look like child's play. Here's the chilling part. Patients were allegedly being wheeled into operating rooms for surgeries they didn't even need. Some may have been billed for procedures that never happened, and behind the scenes, a cash-fueled merry-go-round of kickbacks, fraudulent claims, and insurance companies bleeding money like a crime scene.
I want a citizen that has a policy. I mean, I'm not saying that Joe Rogan should be removed from Spotify. He's got 11 million listeners. He's got a $100 million, you know, contract as of 2020. But I do think as the podcast platform, you have to have some sort of guidelines. How about a disclaimer on his podcast that says, you know, this is misinformation? How about removing some of the podcasts that disseminate this misinformation?
They have.
And that's
Now, this is where it gets downright sinister. Dr. Emmanuel Hostin is accused of raking in cash kickbacks for pushing unnecessary arthroscopic surgeries. Sounds routine, right? But according to the lawsuit, many of these patients never needed surgery at all. Were they truly in pain, or just pawns in a multi-million-dollar scam? If these claims are true, this isn't just fraud. It's one of the biggest medical betrayals ever. Imagine trusting your doctor, only to find out you were just a paycheck, a payout, a piece in their financial game. The fallout? It's going to be explosive.
It's always the people that always do the pointing, and it always comes back to them, all right? So when you said this is the largest RICO case ever filed in the state of New York, you guys wrap that around your brain. That's bigger than the mafia case. Like the mafia one was number one. This one takes it over. So he was scamming insurance companies from taxi drivers, Uber drivers, and Lyft drivers. He was performing unnecessary surgeries and then providing fraudulent medical services in exchange for the kickbacks.
But hold on, because this scandal goes even deeper. Enter American Transit Insurance Company, the so-called victim in this legal circus. They claim they were swindled out of millions, billed for phantom surgeries or procedures that never should have happened. Sounds like a classic case of fraud, right? But here's the twist. Insurance companies aren't exactly saints either. They've been accused of lowballing doctors, denying legitimate claims, and dodging payouts at every turn. So, now the real question is, are they truly exposing a massive medical scam, or just pointing fingers to cover their own financial mess? Because let's be real, when two giants go to war, the truth gets buried under a mountain of lies, lawsuits, and corporate greed. And when the dust settles, only one side is walking away clean.
According to a new lawsuit obtained by Page Six, the orthopedic surgeon was one of 200 defendants named in one of the biggest racketeer influence and corrupt organization cases ever filed in New York. Emmanuel was accused of federal insurance fraud and, quote, getting kickbacks by performing surgery and billing a company that insured taxi companies and Uber and Lyft drivers.
Dr. Hostin's lawyer, Daniel Thwaites, came out swinging, blasting the lawsuit as a desperate, baseless stunt by ATIC to claw back its losses. His strategy? Classic legal warfare: flip the script and make the accuser the villain. According to him, ATIC isn't exposing fraud. They're just a sinking ship looking for a lifeline. But just when you thought this courtroom saga couldn't get any hotter, Joe Rogan jumped into the ring, and he did not hold back. Rogan ripped into The View, calling out the sheer hypocrisy of Sunny Hostin. He reminded the world how she loved to judge and lecture others, all while her own house was on fire. And then, he went nuclear. If you averaged out the IQ of The View hosts, you'd be lucky to break triple digits. Savage, brutal, unfiltered. His audience ate it up, and with that, the media firestorm just got even bigger.
I saw you on The View.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's been overwhelming my past couple days. So I just went in there, did my thing. I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know who Sunny Hostin was. I actually still really don't know. So I wasn't expecting necessarily for her to kind of try to ambush me in that way and attack my character in that way.
Well, it is the show that people love to hate.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
They get so much hate watching viral clips of them saying ridiculous things. I mean,
Yeah.
it is a rabies-infested henhouse.
While Dr. Hostin battles for his reputation in court, Sunny Hostin's silence is deafening. Normally, she's the first to jump into a scandal on The View, dishing out her fiery takes. But when it comes to her own husband's legal nightmare, crickets. Why the radio silence? Is she loyally standing by him, quietly distancing herself, or waiting for a team of lawyers to tell her what to say? Fans are buzzing with theories. Some think she's just protecting her brand. Others wonder if she's trying to avoid becoming the next headline. And here's where it gets even wilder. Dr. Hostin is just one piece of this massive puzzle. This lawsuit isn't just about one doctor, it's about 180 defendants. We're talking surgeons, medical practices, even entire hospitals allegedly caught in a web of corruption designed to bleed the healthcare system dry. If these allegations hold up, this won't just be a scandal, it'll be one of the biggest medical fraud cases in history. Imagine a high-stakes heist movie, but instead of robbing vaults, they're robbing insurance companies blind, one fraudulent surgery at a time.
Her husband accused of committing federal insurance fraud in a lawsuit. Okay. Now let's read this. Rob, is this a video?
Well, I have this. I'll show you this about.
Let me just read this and I'll come to you. So, Dr. Emmanuel Manny Hostin, an orthopedic surgeon and husband of The View co-host Sunny Hostin, is accused in December lawsuit fraudulently billing insurance. By the way, this is a Daily Caller story I'm reading. The lawsuit alleges Hostin knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services in exchange for kickbacks and or compensation, and names him among nearly 200 defendants in one of New York's largest RICO cases. Wow. Hostin's attorney, Daniel Thwaites, denies the allegations, calling the lawsuit a meritless attempt by a near-bankrupt insurance carrier to intimidate doctors and restrict healthcare benefits. The case involves claims that Hostin performs unnecessary surgeries on patients after minor accidents without exploring less invasive treatments, with American Transit citing New York's 1974 no-fault law as contributing to widespread insurance fraud.
At the heart of this scandal lies a much bigger, much darker question. How broken is our healthcare system when money takes priority over patients? When doctors, hospitals, and insurance companies seem more concerned with profits than people, trust isn't just lost, it's shattered. Patients should feel safe when they walk into a doctor's office, not like they're stepping into a financial trap. And if Attic is using this lawsuit as a smokescreen to cover up its own financial disasters, then they're just as guilty of playing the system. One thing is clear, this legal showdown is about to be explosive. As of now, Dr. Hostin hasn't been convicted, but the allegations alone are enough to send shockwaves through the industry. Both sides are locked, loaded, and ready for war, and this courtroom battle is shaping up to be a spectacle unlike any other. So what's real? What's a cover-up? And who's really pulling the strings? Buckle up, because this scandal is far from over. And trust me, we'll be here for every single twist, popcorn in hand, watching the chaos unfold. That's a wrap for today's video. If you enjoyed the ride, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Your support means everything to us, and trust me, the best is yet to come. See you soon.